whichever these guys or whoever are doing the rapes on animals, and believe me, we have video proofs, we have FIRs going on.
To be
These
honest.
are genuinely psycho people. आपका पहले किसके ऊपर ये चलेगा? जानवर के ऊपर. Your cruelty will start there. So it's that base you need to stop to, and that's the reason we need that animal welfare. We need that law to be so stringent, so difficult that आप डरोगे बाद में. We've got so many burning cases here, for that matter, where the cat or dog has come and they've shooed away with hot water क्योंकि ठंडे पानी से नहीं जा रहे तो गर्म पानी फेंक दिया, और गर्म पानी से वापस आ गया तो एसिड फेंक दिया.
Hello everyone, my name is Balraj Singh Sandhu and welcome to our second episode of Let's Candit. We have a very special guest on our podcast today. She is somebody that very enthusiastically works for animal welfare and has been working on for good 10 years for for rescuing animals, provide them shelter homes and for their health as well. She is none other than Pooja Sakpal. Thank you so much for coming to our podcast.
Yes. Thank you so much for inviting.
She is the co-founder of this organization called as Yoda Animals, correct?
Yes, it means Youth Organization in Defense of Animals.
Great, great. How are you, Pooja? How are you doing
I'm
today?
great. I'm doing great. Thank you so much for asking.
The last time when we met, you were mentioning about a vaccination drive that you guys are doing. जो आपका organization कर रहा था.
Yes.
Would you like to throw some light on that?
So this vaccination drive is in collaboration with the BMC, where we
Okay.
are trying to vaccinate more than 10 lakhs cats and dogs throughout Mumbai. These are street animals.
10 lakh
health-
animals.
Yes.
In how many days?
We're trying to do that in 10 days. But it's not just us. It's in collaboration with other NGOs also. Like we've kind of, we have about a team of 7 right now. We've completed nothing less than 900 in last 4 days. So that's a good number for us.
Of course it is. 900 animals, looking for 900 animals itself is
Yeah, one team though,
like
and
a
we have
task
10 teams
for
like
me.
that.
वो सुनते ही मेरे को थोड़ा ऐसा आने लग गया pressure. But anyways, I'm sure you guys must be doing a great job. How many pets would you have at home that will be waiting for you?
4.
Are they all adopted?
All of them are adopted. It's naturally with us. I normally adopt only older dogs.
Any reason behind that?
See, what happens is when you run a shelter home, run a rehabilitation center, you come across pups, you come across broken dogs, broken cats, and the few set also where no one wants to adopt. Like I want a Saint Bernard, but I want a pup. I want a Labrador, but I want a pup. I
Yeah.
want a Shih Tzu, but I want a pup. We do get these animals and we put them up for adoption, and they got very fast. But there's something more like if there's a 6-year-old or a 7-year-old Saint Bernard, no one would want to take her home. So that's when me, my founders, it just happens naturally and
हाँ.
organically. Like मालूम है ये हमारे घर पे आने वाला है types.
हाँ.
But we never shy away. Like right now, I do have Luna, who's a indie. She's a one-eyed dog. She is very small in size, smaller than a normal stray you could find. That's because she had 5 surgeries when she was young, and we only had to get it done because her eye was completely infected.
Okay.
So someone called us up for this particular case. She couldn't stay in a dog cage because a dog cage was too huge. She would run away. So we had to put in a small cat cage. That went on for 3 months, and I was like, shit, can't see. Let's foster. And my kids know, like, anyone coming home fostering is going to stay back, not never going to go back.
Have you ever got bitten by a?
Many times, many times.
Don't tell me cockroach or an insect.
No,
कीड़ा
no, no,
मकोड़ा,
no,
वैसा
no,
नहीं?
no, no. Dogs,
Like-
cats.
Many
iguana,
times?
many times. It's a normal. It's a
While
part
you
and
were
parcel.
rescuing?
While we were rescuing, but now we know the art of how to not get bitten. So that's what the experience have taught us.
You
So
know the
now I
art
don't
of
get-
not getting
Yes.
bitten. Please put some light on that. I would like to know
So
that.
it's basically you understand the dogs or cats mentality.
Yeah.
Why is he coming for? Is he injured or is he running away? Or what basically we are doing, and how can we make it more comfortable? And there's a way to hold now. So earlier also, like if there were some camps we did in Matheran, these are all jungle born brought up animals. They will scare you and run away fast. We were doing a vaccination as well as the nutrient camp there. So that was a challenge for us to catch them. And it's like अच्छा काटेगा कितना होगा लगेगा okay fine वापस काटे दो, but that I'm not getting off the grip, because if I leave the grip the dog will again go back and again catching would be a big I'm not going to get the dog now. सो फिर हम लोग जी लगा के कर लेते थे, उसके अंदर लग जाता था, नॉर्मल है वो. It's a part of parcel, but now we've understood, as I said, is the art of not getting bitten, like how to take care now,
I'm kind of
how
shocked
to
right now
handle.
because I do MMA,
Oh,
and
you,
for
it would
us,
be helpful.
yeah,
It
exactly.
would be
I
helpful,
was just
genuinely.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah.
just
I'll
coming
call you
there
for
कि
our next
we
camp.
sorry.
I'll call you for our next camp.
Please, I don't think so. I would have that spirit. I mean, I can get punched in the face and still stand there and fight back. Getting bitten by a dog and still ढीठ की तरह.
No, but that's how, because we know if I let go right now, it's not going to be in the animal's favor. So it's okay. और कितना क्या काटेगा यार, इंजेक्शन लेके बैठे हम लोग, सो डोंट वरी.
इतना इंजेक्शन ले लिया कि
No,
पता
now
चला
now
खून
that's why
नहीं
my
है,
doctor, नहीं
इंजेक्शन
नहीं
ही
नहीं,
है.
डॉक्टर्स ने अभी वही बोला है कि we are over vaccinating ourselves. So now that I've stopped, so
Oh gosh. Tell us where are you from? Okay,
born and brought up in Mumbai,
yeah,
very much.
you're like a proper Mumbaikar.
Proper. And I'm
Yeah.
so glad I'm a Maharashtrian also.
Yeah,
It helps out.
it helps out. Like if
It
you come across any government
it
officials in
does,
that
yeah,
case.
yeah. It does. It
Okay.
does help out because the work is such ki it is, we have to be in collaboration with others.
Hmm.
And because it's Bombay and because it's a Maharashtrian dominant society, also at the same time, in the government officials, it does help out because there have been cruelty cases, there have been worse cases where it gets difficult for the police guy to make them understand.
Hmm.
It does help out somewhere. So I'm so majorly proud. I mean, if you ask me to shift also from here, I don't think it's going to work out. The
Yeah.
mindset has changed, and I'm really glad with it.
Do you think social media and education plays a big role in order to spread this whole awareness about pets, and like how nowadays uh, because I'm sure there must be some rescue organizations or some
Hmm.
organizations that were for the welfare of street animals.
Hmm.
अभी आपको ऐसा लग रहा है थोड़ा ज़्यादा हो गया है, या फिर अभी भी मे बी ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस उतने ही है, लेकिन विद द हेल्प ऑफ सोशल मीडिया वो अभी काफ़ी अवेयरनेस स्प्रेड कर रहा है.
See, what I say is always start young. Uh, we do educational programs in schools, in colleges, in offices, corporates also right now,
Wow.
where people, like corporates also, why is because they didn't get that exposure when they were young.
Correct.
In schools, colleges, we've already started. Schools, we are majorly eyeing. It does help out where to make them understand कि if you see an animal in need, आपको क्या करना चाहिए. So
Okay.
that awareness is there. Why a dog or cat would come, or dog would come running after. ऐसा नहीं है कि हर एक जैसे like अगर माँ a father is walking with a child or a mother is walking with a child, बोले अरे कुत्ता काटेगा, हाथ मत लगा.
Correct.
That's the mindset people have, which we are trying to change that. And moreover, Yoda started off for the reason where our non-government organization started for a reason because what we wanted is basically we didn't wanted this. How do I put this in words? We don't want anyone. We don't want any more NGOs coming up.
Okay.
It should be, we should make aware of people about what they can do, because
Okay.
you imagine you are like around 5-6 of y'all. आपने एक कुत्ता देखा है. You can help out. Don't wait
Correct.
for someone to come and help. I understand you might be scared. I understand. But there are ways we'll teach you to do it. We'll educate you what can be done and how you can offer help also. Instead of you waiting on call and, kind of abusing the other people कि आप time पे नहीं आ रहे हो या आप आ नहीं सकते. But you understand there are very handful NGOs who are working. And we are putting in our money,
Best.
our sweat, our blood in it. And yes, there are CSR also right now kind of open to the idea and they understand our work.
पर आपको ऐसा लगता है कि like how you just rightly pointed out, actually it's not that people don't want to help.
They just
there
don't know
there are
right
some
now.
people that wouldn't
Yeah.
that would be like अरे हाँ चल ठीक है fuck ये अपना काम करते हैं, अरे क्या है
I agree,
मेरे को
but
तो.
now people also opening their eyes because once you've
Yes.
opened your eyes, like once we've done a seminar or we've done a session in a school, we do get a lot of calls. अच्छा आंटी इधर ये हो गया है, मैडम ये हो गया है, and we'll tell them, okay, then they'll be very proudly and tell us, we did this and we could take it to a doctor and we called the doctor and we did this. So it is a proud moment for them also that they have done something which no one have thought them.
Yeah, I think, yeah, I mean awareness is something that is
Yes.
required in our country, I would say, because a lot of people, as I was saying, that it's not that they don't want to help, they want to, but then they don't know how to do it
Yeah.
because they're scared कि what if the dog bites or
I agree.
the dog is not
No, I
vaccinated or
agree.
the pet is not vaccinated properly, वो
Agree.
ज़्यादा सबसे पहला डर होता
नहीं
है. And
करके
as you
तो
just rightly
yeah.
said कि एक काफ़ी अर्ली एज में ही अगर माँ बाप अपने बच्चों को ये सिखाने के बजाय कि हाथ मत लगाओ काटेगा, उसकी जगह पे ये सिखाए कि अगर डॉग या कोई भी पेट के साथ कैसे खेलना है.
खाना दो, वो अपने आप आपके
हाँ,
साथ ही आ जाएगा.
एग्जैक्टली. आई थिंक वो एक परसेप्शन है या वो एक ऐसी चीज है जो थोड़ा सा अगर आप चेंज करोगे देन आई थिंक द सोसाइटी वुड बी
Yeah.
बेटर एंड we would as you said that we wouldn't need those many organizations then people themselves would be
Yeah,
responsible
I
enough,
agree.
they would act more responsible and take care of all the duties of
Agree.
themselves.
Agree.
So yeah. And do you have any siblings, and
I
who do
do
you
have.
enjoy annoying the most?
See, I am the
Are you
middle
one of
one.
those who
No,
will
no, no, no. Do
annoy
I
and
look
be
like?
a pain?
No, no. Do I look like?
Nobody looks like that. Come on. And you never judge a book with its cover, by the way.
Okay. No, no,
Yes.
no, no, no. You can take my word for that. No, I'm not the annoying one. Absolutely. But yeah, my elder sister and my younger brother used to annoy me a lot. Where I obviously, as a girl, loved playing with Barbie dolls, and my brother, who was younger than me, loved playing with He-Man and Skeleton. और उन लोगों ने शादी की मेरी भाभी की स्केलेटन से. वो आज तक मैं निकालती हूँ. So it's the other
Oh,
way around.
I think you've got pets at home there. That's good enough to
I agree.
threaten them
Yes.
whenever they come back
No, no,
home.
they are very, very supportive of what I
Is it?
do. Yeah, very much.
So would you mind sharing how they have supported you in what ways in the initial days or
Every decision what I've taken, it's something like a rule, unsaid rule. वो हो जाता है. Like no one can come touch wood in between our bonds.
Okay.
Absolutely. Three of us are very close to each other.
Okay.
If one person has taken a decision, the other two will stand by it.
They'll support.
Yes, and that's what happens with Yoda also. Like we are four of us: Priya, Akarsh, Meenal, and me. If one person has taken a decision, there is a reason that person has taken a decision, and we'll support it. Like it's been 14, 15 years. Touch wood, we haven't fought with the Yoda team. Like होता है अनबन, but because we understand where the other person comes from and they understand where I come from, and we come in
From a
tandem with
similar.
both of
The
we come
intentions
down.
are always right. So
Yeah, the intention towards, like, if there are animals at a center where a person is getting, and that person, if we can't deal with, uh, we just hand it over to someone else. But we'll never say no for an animal in need. Never ever. If we can't keep, we'll at least kind of see to it that the medical is done.
what about your parents? Like, are they animal lovers too?
They were animal lovers. Unfortunately, they're not with us
I'm so
anymore.
sorry about that.
But where I said the upbringing comes from is I am there the way I am because of them. I didn't think 10, 14, 14 years ago that I would come into this. It's not a business though. It's something which we have to give, and it happens. I think I have seen things with my parents, the way they brought us up, the way they got us together. My dad had one thing in mind कि भाई अब when we were kids, जूते नहीं है, चप्पल नहीं है, we need one more pair, and we need a beige color, and we need a white color also, and we need a black color also, and we need a red color also.
Yeah.
Dad used to get us to the ground, and he's like, कितने पैर हैं? दो ही ना? See at someone where who don't have even a leg, like
Yeah.
उनके पास देखो, उनके पास तो एक ही पैर है, और आप एक जूते के लिए चिड़चिड़ होती है, या ये कपड़े चाहिए, वो कपड़े चाहिए. Believe me, for me, going in grey and black is the best thing because my wardrobe is full of that. I waste less time in getting ready. Every day, believe me, I save a lot of time. It's what my parents have taught me. कि the material thing will be there. It depends on how much you want to put into it.
बहुत लोगों को ऐसा लगता है कि रेस्क्यू मतलब रेस्क्यू मिशन पे जा रहे हैं, किसी के घर पे या कोई एरिया में जाके उठा के लेके आना है. What exactly do you mean by rescuing an animal, a street animal? So
I'll tell you what Yoda started off as.
Okay.
We started off, me, Priya, Akash, Meenal, we got together organically. ऐसा कुछ ये सोचा नहीं था आज ये डेट पे मिलना है types. But it kind of happened where there are still many pedigree dogs which people have bought. they can't take care and they leave them on the road. Like there was an article where अमिताभ बच्चन के घर के सामने सिर्फ ग्रेट डेन छोड़ते थे क्योंकि वो अमिताभ बच्चन ले लेगा अंदर, ऐसा कुछ होता नहीं है। और राज ठाकरे के पास ग्रेट डेन है और पग है, तो मुझे भी ग्रेट डेन और पग चाहिए, ये चल रहा है। वोडाफोन ने पग की ऐड दी तो पग का डिमांड ज़्यादा
Yeah.
शुरू हो गया।
Yes. Yes.
मैंने प्यार किया में पोमेरियन आ गया तो वो पॉम का वाइट कुत्ता, इंग्लिश कुत्ता आ गया डिमांड। सो दैट्स व्हेन द डिमांड इज़ देयर, फिर वो सप्लाई होता है, फिर वो एक्सेस सप्लाई होता है और द ब्रीडर्स कैन टेक केयर। इफ़ दे देयर आर एथिकल ब्रीडर्स, इफ़ दे जेन्युइनली डू ethically, properly, they won't be able to make money in selling the dogs. So there are times when their dogs also come out. So we get to know about them. Initially, we didn't have an ambulance. We didn't have anything. I didn't have a vehicle also. Priya had a vehicle. So उसके गाड़ी में हम लोग जाते थे, get the animal. Next day, see to it, it's claimed. Mom को पता नहीं चले. And my mom used to call up her mom. Her mom used to come here, and Meenals also. So बहुत कुछ ही होता था. मेरा parents is like, करते कहाँ हैं, कौन से क्लब में जा रहे हैं, रात को लेट आ रहे हैं. But that
और
when they
आ भी
came,
रही है तो मतलब जानवरों की
हाँ,
बास आ रही है, कभी
नहीं,
यहाँ से कोई
smelling
बाल
bad
निकल रहा है।
and कपड़े गंदे कर क्या रहे हैं.
हाँ
So uh, we never spoke out because it just happened कि we are grown ups ना,
Yeah.
कि अभी थोड़ी बताएंगे हम लोग क्या करने जा रहे हैं types. But there were times when we have done, we have raided breeders with the cops. We have
Raided?
raided, yeah.
Leaders.
Yeah,
What-
and we've taken up, we confiscated dogs.
What
from
did
them.
you find out? Like what was it that they were actually doing that you guys had to like raid and all with the cops?
So that's what I said. If you do it ethically, it is good. But when you keep in one cage, where in a 4x6 का cage में आपके पास 7 Great Danes है, 6 या 4 महीने के, उनका पॉटी नीचे है, वही पॉटी के ऊपर वो लोग बैठे हैं, वही सुसु में बैठे हैं, वूंड्स है क्योंकि इट्स अ मेटल केज, यू कीप हैविंग वूंड्स देयर, वो चले नहीं गए तो यू नो they've kept in a small cage, खाना कम दे रहे हैं बिकॉज वो क्वांटिटी ज़्यादा हो जाती है उनके लिए. सो एंड दे आर वेटिंग कि अभी कोई ना कोई खरीदेगा. सो उसके अंदर वो क्रूएल्टी उनसे हो जाती है. आई मीन दैट्स अ नाइस वे आई एम पुटिंग. I can't go more
हो
better
जाती
than
है.
this. हाँ.
No, please be as candid as possible.
No,
That's completely
it's-
fine.
it's-
You're
I've
not,
learned the
you're
art,
not giving names, so that's okay.
No, I've learned the art is it's no use yelling and screaming and shouting.
No,
You
it's not
can
about
do
yelling,
it.
but it's about just bringing out the truth, I would suggest.
See,
Being
people,
as
I'll
honest.
tell you, first foremost, if you want to buy a dog, where do you go? You'll go to a market, profit
Yeah.
market to buy. That's the basic thing everyone knows. फिर वो लोग, आप छोटे से केज में देखोगे कुत्ता है, फिर आपको लगता है अच्छा आप उसको घर पे लेके आओगे एंड उसकी आप ज़िंदगी बदल दोगे. यू टेंड टू डू दैट, बट आप
Correct.
क्या कर रहे हो इन टर्न, आप वो केज खाली कर रहे हो ताकि कोई और बैठे उसके अंदर. So that cycle is not stopping. So what we at Yoda do is you get a Saint Bernard, you get a Husky, you get a Malamute, you get a Chow Chow from us because these breed dogs we have put up for adoption. We'll neuter them and give it to you. और आपको नहीं लेना है तो आप मत लो हमसे. I don't mind, I'll find another home. So we'll neuter and give it because we want to stop this. I'm not saying stop. There are many in abundance. यार वो breed बंद नहीं हो रही है. There are dogs, there are many breeds जो चल रहे हैं, पर कहीं से तो आप स्टार्ट करो. आई थिंक इज़ दैट, कहीं से तो स्टार्ट करो क्योंकि वो साइकिल ही ख़त्म नहीं हो रही है. सो वी डिसाइडेड एटलीस्ट हमसे जो जा रहे हैं, इंडी होने दो या हाईली पेडिग्री डॉग जाने दो, एक डॉग ऐसा नहीं गया है कि वो न्यूटर नहीं गया है या कैट नहीं गई है जो न्यूटर नहीं गई है, कि एटलीस्ट वील स्टार्ट फ्रॉम दैट. एंड आई थिंक वी हैव क्रॉस्ड, आई डोंट नो, आई थिंक अ लॉट इन दीज 11 years. अभी
Wow.
पेपर वर्क है बस अभी फ़िलहाल, तो वी स्टिल हैव टू गेट टू द काउंट. वी विल डू दैट सून.
Yeah.
But we
please.
have rescued a lot of them. We've rescued a lot of them. We've
Huh.
kind of rehomed a lot of them. We
Okay.
have helped out a lot of them.
When you went to the cops to ask for help to raid one of these breeders, were they like looking forward to it? Did they voluntarily come in, or you had to like pressurize? Because what happens is, जब भी मैंने भी पहली बार सुना कि there are NGOs और there are organizations जो एनिमल्स को रेस्क्यू करते हैं, तो उस वक्त उतना वो हार्ड हिटिंग नहीं था, उतना इम्पैक्टफुल नहीं था जितना ह्यूमन बींग्स के लिए होता है.
It is,
बिकॉज
no?
एक इंसान का हम तकलीफ समझ सकते हैं, हमें
I
पता है
agree.
क्या होता है, व्हाट गोज रॉन्ग. with animals we are still not educated enough to understand their psyche.
Just because they can't speak.
Yeah, and also I think it's also about the fact that if you haven't interacted with the dog, like let's say for example, interact meaning या तो आपके घर में अगर कोई पेट ना हो, या
हाँ,
तो
then you
अगर
wouldn't
आपके
understand.
सोसाइटी में या आपके लेन में, बिकॉज कई घरों में ये भी होता है कि अरे किसके साथ खेल के आया, ये कुत्ते के साथ खेल के आया, अरे उसको ये
That's
हुआ
what
है।
I said. It is just the education which
हाँ,
you need to give. And
या
as we keep saying कि अगर आप जैसे यंग एज में एजुकेट करते हो तो जैसे
करेक्ट।
वो माँ पहले बोलेगी कि बच्चे को अरे हाथ मत लगाना काटेगा,
हाँ,
वो माइंडसेट चेंज हो जाता है और
करेक्ट।
हो चल रहा है. इट विल टेक टाइम बट इट विल हैपन.
करेक्ट।
With the cops, I would like to tell you here, we had to educate them. There is a bylaw, there are laws, there are sections made for animals, but as you said, you understand also that it is humans versus animals, and the ratio also is much more about humans. So you have to understand also on their point of view कि इतने सारे already cases आते हैं.
हाँ जी।
So there is how much कितना सब्जियों का ध्यान देंगे ना.
करेक्ट।
So it's just educating them. It does help out. And
ओके।
because I was also an animal welfare officer from the High Court, it did help out in making them hear us and making them understand.
Could you tell us a little more about uh, how did Yoda start? Like, was it always a plan to have a shelter home with like an OPD with like a proper operation theater and like having or providing them with basic medications or all kinds of medications and food? क्या वो पहले से ही एक प्लान था, या आप लोग कुछ और करने जा रहे थे एंड देन होते 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 वो हो गया?
No, so as I said, कि, Facebook is the culprit here to get us all together.
ओके।
Priya had already started up a page on Facebook named as Yoda. Uh, Yoda was her first dog whom she lost.
ओके।
And we kind of got it done into youth organization in defense of animals because that's what we stood by them, and now we still do. So I had a dog up for adoption where Priya reached out to me and she's like, I have a family, and it just went on. And then she called me up next time. Do you have a place to keep? I just need a place for a night for this dog to be fostered. I'm like, okay. वो देखते 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 one fine day I realized I have 13 dogs in my house, which I just couldn't take it
So
because it was
this,
too much.
like your friends were calling you that okay
हाँ
there's
कि
a
चलो
dog.
घर है, आई लव द डॉग्स, माय
हाँ,
किड्स लव डॉग्स, तो चलो एक दिन रखते हैं, 2 दिन रखते हैं, ऐसा करके करके फॉस्टरिंग
एंड
स्टार्ट हो
फिर
गया.
अडॉप्शन के लिए कोई मिला नहीं
हाँ,
तो
तो
वो
वो
रह ही गए
अडॉप्शन
वो।
या तो फिर ट्रीटमेंट उनका चल रहा था टाइम टू टाइम,
हाँ
तो वो
जी।
उसके लिए डिले हो गया. तो वन फाइन डे वी रियलाइज कि देयर आर 13 डॉग्स एंड वी रियलाइज कि वील डू दिस, वील काइंड ऑफ गिव इट टू द कैनल्स एंड पे देम. वो कैनल का देखा देखी तो बिल ज़्यादा होने लगा, तो भरेगा कौन. तो हम लोग ही चिप इन करके करते थे कि अच्छा डॉक्टर का ये है, एम्बुलेंसेस का ये है. एम्बुलेंस वाज चार्जिंग अराउंड 500 600 टू 800 पर ट्रिप. हमारी दिन में 6 ट्रिप्स होती थी.
वाओ।
And plus there would be a charge to the kennel with the food and all, obviously someone is
या
keeping, so that started getting expensive. So we came up with a plan कि okay fine, कर ही रहे हैं काम, let's get a small rented place, दो
हाँ
आदमी रख लेंगे and I will look over, मैं अपने घर के पास लेती हूँ so I can look over and we can see through. We took up a place, we started the place. 8 cages थे, 8 cages से हम लोग ने देखा कि वो 20 हो गए डॉग्स.
ये कितने टाइम में हुआ 8 से
दिस
20?
वाज दिस वाज स्लोली ग्रेजुअली, पर वो 6-7 महीने में हो गया. बिकॉज व्हाट हैपेंस व्हेन यू स्टार्ट ऑफ, अभी यू कांट क्लोज योर आईज.
या
दैट अदर एनिमल ऑल्सो नीड्स दैट केयर
करेक्ट।
राइट नाउ. सो वो
इक्वली नीड्स द
इक्वली नीड्स दैट थिंग एंड ही हैज दैट राइट फॉर इट. सो व्हाई नॉट. सो करते करते हो गया एंड देन वी सेड कि अच्छा थोड़ा बड़ा जगह लेते हैं, तो वो थोड़ी बड़ी जगह ली, फिर और थोड़ी बड़ी जगह ली. देन वी रियलाइज कि इट्स नॉट जस्ट द पेडिग्री डॉग्स. व्हाई आई एम स्पेसिफाइंग पेडिग्री डॉग्स इज दीज वर द एनिमल्स हु वर फ्रॉम होम्स, घर से वो आए हैं. तो देन वी सॉ कि इट वाज आल्सो द स्ट्रीट एनिमल्स हु आर इन नीड. तो अगर हम लोग पेडिग्री डॉग्स ले रहे हैं तो इनका क्यों नहीं देख सकते. सो देन हम लोग ने फ्री ओपीडी स्टार्ट की. देन वी केम टू नो द कॉज वाज आल्सो देयर कि अच्छा ओवर पॉपुलेशन है, एनिमल ह्यूमन कॉन्फ्लिक्ट है, हाउ कैन वी अवॉइड इट, वैक्सीनेटिंग देम एंड न्यूट्रिंग देम. दैट्स हाउ वी स्टार्टेड ऑफ. सो ये था
वाओ।
कि
एंड
बेसिकली द योडास थिंग वाज कि No one else would need a
Okay.
NGO to call on that also. But at the same time, we want to make this city right now to start off with one step at a time. Start off with ki we can go ahead and make it as a good place to bring up your kids. Yeah.
And all this while, when like you're got 8 cages, 8 से फिर 20 हुआ, then to a bigger space, then a bigger space. All this while, how were you guys managing the expenses? ये आप लोग खुद से ही कर रहे थे या?
पहले से हम लोग starting we started putting our money into it. Everyone was jointly working, also having our own jobs also,
Okay.
and also kind of part time helping out as much they can.
Okay.
Like we have a forte, like we all four of us have our own strong points. So we kind of stick to it. Ki I am good in handling the management of hospital. I'll do that. Priya is good in XYZ thing. Meenal is best in collaborations and media and social and everything. She'll handle that. Akash is very good in finance, so he'll handle that. So it all comes. We take everyone's stronger points
Expertise,
and we
yeah.
expertise, and we start, and we're still working over it.
So Yoda's like now your full time
Right now it
profession
has
or
become right,
everything.
right.
Yeah.
Right now it has become.
उसके पहले आप जब
I
as you said you were
was
working.
into
हाँ.
hoteling. I've done my hotel management. I've done my MA in public administration. I believe that's what also did help out. The education did help out in understanding people and understanding our ways. Like right now, also, if you're doing free services to animals, it doesn't make us God. It is that something we have to give back to the society. So
Correct.
you never see our
Correct,
behavior in
correct.
such a way. अच्छा free में हो रहा है ना तो क्या हुआ? It's not like that. We'll always see we'll always see the animal's face in this.
Still stay grounded.
Yeah, it's always better, na? The time you know that you've learned everything, there's nothing much left with you. So it's always a learning process, I believe.
Are you like along with Yoda? Is there any other profession or is there any other work that you're doing, or it's only Yoda?
It's Yoda. I also do consultation where I help out people to get their businesses up. So I'll consult during in the pet industry. So moreover consultation, because whatever Yoda has taught me or whatever I have done, it's all in animals. So
Okay.
I kind of help people who want to come up and do something for them.
Okay. A question off the track. Are you a non-vegetarian? Because you're an animal lover. What are your
See,
thoughts about
no, it
consumption
is.
of?
It is. I see there is a difference. Everyone has their opinion.
Yeah.
I wouldn't fall into anyone's opinion. Like for me, it is. If you tell me, अच्छा भगवान के पास वो तेल डाल दो और दिया जलाओ. For me, it is. I'm not Nastic. I will at point I will beg and I will pray to the God.
Yeah.
Yes, but for me it is. It's my choice that I feel कि अगर मैं पैसा वो घी में और तेल में डाल रही हूँ वो तो उसके अंदर मेरे बेबीज़ का इंजेक्शन आ जाएगा और सिरिंज आ जाएगी और एक नीडल आ जाएगी. That's what I think. So it is your
You're a
choice.
little more
I'm not
practical.
falling into हाँ I'm not falling into it. It is your choice, your belief. I'm not telling you आप ये करोगे तो आप ये हो जाएगा. I'm not going into that. Believe me. I believe I'm doing my work. Sorry. I believe I'm doing my work and I'll continue doing so. You like me or you don't like me. Very simple.
Wow. So you believe in being a little more practical than just getting
I
carried away
agree
with
that is your
emotions क्योंकि
choice. It's your choice.
हाँ.
अगर आपको पत्थर मारना है भी है कुत्ते को आपकी choice है. वो कुत्ते को या जानवर को कैसे बचाना है that is my choice.
Wow, that's a nice way to put up. What according to you makes a person somebody that would want to go out and do things that you're doing to change the society? What do you think? Is it the spirit? Is it just the love for animals, or is it the mindset?
It's
What do
in
you think?
collaboration with everything, including your family, giving you, supporting you. It also means financially you need to handle it because that's the main thing.
Yeah.
Without finances, it really gets
Huh.
difficult. And if you're in touch with other NGOs who can help you out, nothing like it. Like for us, if you can get an animal, we are okay. There are no questions asked. Only thing is, it has to be a street animal. That's about it. But you know what happens is once you see someone who is dependent on you, who needs you, like the animal in distress, once you've seen that and once you've helped out one man, that high is different. Then you want to do more. I would have a good night's sleep even today. which I know people working in corporates still don't get. I'm very happy that
Yeah.
I get that good night's sleep.
You're happy with what you're doing for the
Yes.
society, and
Yes. Not for the society mainly, but it tends to happen. It's a give and take thing. Now, like if I'm helping out, then obviously someone is helping out somewhere.
yeah,
Like today, if I've helped a
it's like
feeder
a
with food,
cycle.
it's
It's
a
a
cycle.
cycle.
Even she's helped out someone else
Yeah,
because of that. So
yeah,
you just don't change the
correct.
cycle. I mean, just keep it going.
What do you think about the animal rights situation in the country or globally? Do you
Needs to
think
change. So you know that if you kill an animal, there's a 50 rupees fine.
if you kill an animal,
हाँ
it's a 50
एक्सीडेंट हो
rupees
जाता
fine?
है या कुछ हाँ तो that's a
तो
50
hit and
rupees
run
fine.
हुआ तो
Hit
50
and run,
rupees fine.
fine. That's it.
Drink and drive के लिए I think 10,000 है.
I have not drunk and drive, but I can tell
No,
you
but
for
I'm just
this.
saying. I mean, the
That's
kind of
what.
comparison that we have over
So
here.
that's what. So we are. There are people
Wow.
who are working on it to push the bill, and there are people working on it to raise a stand. But there's no one to prove, no. So I would say yes, there is a need of R, and you can't go with the 1960 का rule book again. ना, you need to change. जैसे निर्भया का अभी जो हुआ है, the law changed for them,
Yeah.
right? Something needs to happen here also,
Yeah.
and which is in the process, but it does take time, ना.
So,
We are a progressing nation. It does take time.
yeah. Let's hope for
It will. It
the
will.
best.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm very positive about it.
I remember having a conversation with you wherein you were telling us about the situation uh, which had made the whole world come to a standstill, which is the pandemic. How did it affect the whole animal organization thing?
So what happened in this pandemic was because we were under a lockdown, restaurants wasn't working. There was no garbage going out, and so even if the feeders who were there, like there are a handful of feeders who feed handful of dogs or cats, but there are majority who live on the garbage. So if there was no absolute garbage there, these dogs and the animals were kind of were starving. And somewhere down the line, I'm so glad PM Modi made that statement where आप जानवरों का भी ध्यान रखो.
Yeah.
That really helped out.
Is
That
it?
genuinely helped out. I mean, I am not more into politics and no, I favor anyone, but it did help out. That one sentence of आप अगर रोटी बना रहे हो अपने लिए एक एक्स्ट्रा रोटी आप बना के हेल्प करो किसी की, that
Yeah.
really his speech really made a difference. When he
Did
told
peop-
थाली बजाओ तभी बजा है ना, कैंडल्स जलाओ कैंडल्स बजाओ. So it did help out that time, and it did open up our doors to feeding stray animals. We did a camp where we kind of we provided food to the feeders for the next 3 months.
Wow.
And we had CSR open ups. We had companies coming up to us where we approached them also for feeding the strays in this pandemic.
Yeah.
So every feeder whom we could manage in Mumbai, Thane, Navi Mumbai, Pune, Matheran got feed. I remember there was this case during the pandemic where we got references of a particular feeder opposite KM hospital. And I said, okay, fine. She feeds around 90 dogs. तो उसका इतना इतना पर हम लोग ने पर मील के हिसाब से देखा था 3 महीने का कोटा कितना
कितना
होगा.
होता है पर मील अगर
So
मुझे
per
जानना
meal,
हो?
it depends on what you feed them and all. उस वक्त हम लोग ने वो जो pellets मिले थे उसके ऊपर से हम लोग ने वो ये किया था कि you know how much it would go for a feed and all that. वो हिसाब से we were giving her around 110 120 kgs of dog food. This one lady, why I remember is she's like, मैडम आप दे तो रहे हो, थैंक यू, मैं रखूँ कहाँ? मतलब आपके घर में. Simple common sense ना, as a person, because I don't know you. सो देन शी सेंड मी अ फोटो. अभी उसका फ़ोन भी नहीं था तो उसने किसी और के फ़ोन से मेरे को भेजा इसे. एंड उसका झोपड़पट्टी भी क्या है, इट्स जस्ट द प्लास्टिक का शेड. अगर प्लास्टिक अगर बारिश आ रही है तो, नहीं तो कुछ भी नहीं है. सो शी मैं इधर रखूँगी ना मैडम चोरी हो जाएगा. तो ऐसे कोई बात नहीं. ऐसे आपको कितना चाहिए, एक वीक का आप एक वीक रख लो और कर लो. These people also do feed because they understand what hunger
Wow.
is. And we educated people who live in flats, who lives in bungalows, we still will say अरे वो कुत्ता है उसको कुछ दो मत खाने के लिए. सोसाइटीज़ में इश्यूज हो रहे हैं, कुत्ते को खाने को क्यों दिया सोसाइटी के अंदर.
Is it?
Yeah, there are many cases. लिफ्ट के अंदर अलाउड नहीं है. सोसाइटीज़ में अगर डॉग है तो अलाउ नहीं करते खाने के लिए, खाना देने के लिए, क्योंकि सोसाइटी गंदी हो रही है. नाउ दिस इज़ माई पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू. Why I'm saying it's my point of view because I don't want to burden or tell anyone else, but I feel if you have a garbage guy, right?
Yeah.
You have someone to clean.
Yeah.
How difficult it is to just broom.
Yeah.
So we kind of still tell feeders कि आप पेपर पे दो, जो पेपर दे रहे हो आप उठा लो, या बर्तन दे रहे हो उठा लो, गंदा नहीं करे. पर उनका प्रॉब्लम होता है अच्छा पॉटी सुसु इधर करता है, which is understandable. But somewhere down the line you have to live and let live. That's what I genuinely believe in. Like क्या
Yeah, I mean,
किया
there are
उसने
always
यार.
ways to figure out a solution. I mean,
हाँ,
it's
but there
not,
are people who don't want to understand only.
then you can't help it.
You can't help it. Then you have to fight for it. Then the people have to fight. करके there's a animal human conflict everywhere. हम लोग अभी वैक्सीनेशन ड्राइव करने जा रहे हैं. द फर्स्ट थिंग एवरी ईयर इज घर पे लेके जाओ. आप आए ना पकड़ के घर पे लेके जाओ.
Who
And
was
my
this?
people,
Some
random
random.
people. हाँ, हम ये गोइंग इन द मार्केट. अरे ये बहुत भौंकता है, इसको घर पे लेके जाओ आप. And
But is he living there?
He's
or
living there. He's born
हाँ.
and brought up there. You have come into his facility, darling.
हाँ.
You have to understand now. These buildings are made up. इससे पहले क्या था?
हाँ.
कुछ नहीं था ना.
हाँ जी.
So animals were already here.
हाँ.
अभी उसके वो बच्चे हो गए क्योंकि किसी ने न्यूटन नहीं किया, तो they are living here only.
हाँ.
आपका जब कंस्ट्रक्शन बना तो you came in afterwards. If you could not go to see, you came in afterwards in this area to live.
Wow. So मतलब basically काम धंधा नहीं है तो चलो कुछ तो
नहीं,
टाइम
but
पास
that's the
करते हैं.
mentality, na. That's why we try to change the mentality. You can't go arguing and fighting with them.
Has there ever been a situation wherein as you said you went for a vaccination drive and some person just randomly comes and says इसको घर लेके जाओ. Has there ever been a situation wherein you're either on a vaccination drive or you've gone to rescue a a stray animal, and things went kind of out of hand, and
It does.
you had to ask for help,
Yeah,
and
it
did
does.
somebody help you at that time?
So, a recent episode, we went to one of the grounds to vaccinate and catch the animals. Obviously, these were drunkards. We didn't kind of pay heed to it. Let them talk. We do our work, as I believe. I said, we are doing our work. We are not going to
Yeah.
stop. He kind of shut the gate, and my staff was. I just kind of slipped through, and and he वो पीछे से and उसने दरवाज़ा बंद किया कि मैं जाने नहीं दूंगा. आप अपना फ़ोन नंबर दो और आप कौन से कहाँ से हो उनको बुलाओ और ये करो वो करो. एंड ही हेल्ड अप. माय एंटायर टीम इज़ बिहाइंड. नाउ वी आल्सो हैव गाइज इन आवर टीम. वो लोग हाथ उठाते तो फिर वो झगड़ा हो जाता. सो देन आई wasn't the right thing to do, but I kind of just pushed him. जो 2 दिन मेरा हाथ फिर सूज गया था.
So you didn't
Pushed him in
kind of
such-
pushed him.
No,
like,
the thing is, I had to kind of rescue my people, right? I
Yeah.
mean, you're drunkard as it is. You don't understand what is happening. So this is a very common thing. Feeders in this area also, in this century also, are facing issues where they are not allowed to feed. You go to you go anywhere right now, even you go to Marine Drives, or you go to Shivaji Park, or you go to Worli Sea Face, or you go to normal housing societies out here also. आप अगर किसी को खाना देते हो बोलोगे, आप शायद बोलोगे अरे वाह यार ये औरत खाना दे रहा है, ये आदमी खाना दे रहा है, वेरी नाइस. बट द सोसाइटी पीपल और द पीपल लिविंग नियर बाई, यू हैव टू आस्क दैट लेडी कि आपको क्या तकलीफ हो रही है. वो जो शुरू हो जाएगी ना, आप चुप बैठोगे. These are people who don't understand कि you get food, right? What it's his right also. Just because he's on the street, he doesn't have a house. ऐसा नहीं करते ना. उसका भी पेट है, भगवान ने दिया है.
You want to talk about rapes on dogs or bestiality, because I came across that topic for the first time in my life, and it was, I don't know,
No,
it
these
was
are
it was
psycho
soul
people.
shivering to me, to be
These
honest.
are genuinely psycho people. What we tell the cops and we tell people is आपका पहले किसके ऊपर ये चलेगा, जानवर के ऊपर. योर
हाँ.
क्रूअल्टी विल स्टार्ट देयर. उधर आपका किसी ने हाथ नहीं पकड़ा, फिर आप बच्चों के ऊपर जाओगे. उधर हाथ नहीं पकड़ा, फिर आप औरतों पे जाओगे. So it's that base you need to stop to, and that's the reason we need that animal welfare. We need that law to be so stringent, so difficult that आप डरोगे बाद में. क्योंकि जो आदमी निकल चुका है, whichever these guys or whoever are doing the rapes on animals, and believe me, we have video proofs, we have FIRs going on, we have so many cases going on right now. As of today, we've got so many cases going on.
Is it?
Yeah, with proof. We have doctors' proof. We've also got a video proof now. But there are few who could take a video because, and she's like, मैडम मेरे को इतना बुरा लग रहा है. He said क्या करूँ, cops are not listening. हो ही नहीं सकता. So now the people understand that this is thing, but we're trying to make people understand कि if they are not शट डाउन देयर ओनली, वो आगे बच्चों को करेगा, आपके ऊपर बच्चों के ऊपर वही होता है. The molestations and rapes are happening उधर से होता है, but first he's tried it on animals and that we've seen it.
I think that itself is a very cruel act. Like you don't have to wait for them to do something on a human being. फिर गलत है ऐसा तो
पर
पॉसिबल नहीं है ना. अभी जो गलत है वो आई मीन एक इंसान अगर एक
पॉपुलेशन ही इतना है, अभी क्या करें ना अभी. It's I'm just showing you one part of it, which I know I'm just handling few hundreds
yeah.
in a month. I wish I could do more.
And there's no I don't know bylaws or strict rules or anything or
There is,
any
but it's
sort of
easily manipulative. It is not that strict. It's not that strict. Uh, Killing thing is a 50 rupees fine and you can get off. Uh, so there are other laws also. I would love to pass you that booklet if you can share that at the
yeah
end of
for
the day.
sure for sure. Are there any or have you come across any strict rules or bylaws for animal against animal cruelty? Like when I talk about animal cruelty, there are cases which you had showed me at your shelter of a dog who like somebody threw an acid
Yeah,
on that dog.
there's no proof.
But are there any bylaws for that?
There are sections, there are laws for the same, but there is no proof. So I just then we stopped doing the FIR on unknown person. Because it's me wasting my time. That's my lookout again. This is me wasting time in the police station versus giving the help to the animal in need right now. It's like that.
So see, this is a very huge thing, right? I mean, shelter homes for animals, animal rescue, and taking care of their health and taking care of all the street animals that come to Yoda for checkups and for operations and for any surgery or for anything. Have you ever come across a point wherein you have you've gone all out and realized that okay, you know what, I think I need to start drawing a line because practically भी देखना जरूरी है घर भी चलाना है
There
ना.
was a point where my son had asked me for a bike which was just a 10,000 rupees, and I was delaying it कि अरे ये इसमें जाना है, उसमें जाना है, इसकी सर्जरी करनी है, उसकी सर्जरी करनी है. But as I said, though I'm not a Nastik, I won't put a diya, I won't go to temples. It's not that. I mean, you're gone, I'll come with you. You'll pray, I'll pray.
हाँ.
I won't offer. That is my thing. मैं
You
नारियल
would do
नहीं
it
चढ़ाऊंगी.
voluntarily.
हाँ,
हाँ.
I won't do it कि नारियल ही रखना है या वो तेल ही डालना है हनुमान जी के ऊपर. I'm not that type. I will like अच्छा मैं इधर बैठ के भी pray कर सकती हूँ. It's for me like that. Um, it did happen properly. I just go in full faith. I just go with the flow. सब कुछ हो जाता है.
But you
Even if
still
there is नहीं हो जाएगा. We'll right now there are many dogs who require help. There are many cats who require specialized surgery. See, all cases for us is a PTS case. PTS is a put down case, put to sleep case. सारे cases. I wouldn't go and do that.
yeah
Because I know if medically I can help somewhere, why not give them a fighting chance? We'll do that. We'll go out of our way. So we kind of put up a post on social media. We do fundraisers. जितना आता है. Then we try and adjust. Credit के ऊपर वो डॉक्टर को बोलता है अच्छा थोड़े टाइम में next month करके हो जाता है. But it works out. And that's the reason we are growing also. It works out. Touch wood, everything works out. And if you're doing, at the end of the day, I believe if you do good, everything will happen good to you.
have you come across any sort of illegal activity while rescuing a dog, like for example wherein a kid is being kidnapped for to get sold in a red light area or like human trafficking or any sort of like these peddlers or a lot of these local peddlers who supply cheap drugs to kids at their outside their schools or outside their houses where it's because I'm assuming most of the times you'd be rescuing dogs either at a slum or
But
at a
we do
society as
notice,
well.
yeah.
But
So we had this camp this is about 2011-12. We were running this horse camp in throughout Mumbai, where
a horse camp. Okay.
all these horses were treated free.
Okay.
Uh, सो वाइल दे वर ऑन देयर जॉब तब वो टांगा वांगा रहता था, अभी तो वो
हाँ जी,
इलेक्ट्रिक हो गया है,
हाँ जी।
विच इज़ अ गुड थिंग ऑल्सो। बट वो क्या होता था जब वो टांगा और सब रहता था तो देर इज़ अ फिक्स अमाउंट बीइंग गिवन टू द पर्सन who's riding the horse. There's a fixed amount where he's been sheltered, the horse has been sheltered. There's a fixed amount where the horse gets of food and everything. So ये कोर्ट केसेस भी चल रहा था where the activists had put up a case where they want to close this horse carts. एंड द हॉर्स कार्ड का ये था कि आप हमको कुछ दूसरा दे दो बदले में कुछ काम, एंड देन वी गेट ओवर। तो वो झगड़े में the animal wasn't getting proper medical and food and everything, so we had a 1 year full camp done only handling medicals. That time what we came to know was really shocking, but there are people helping out also, but I wouldn't like to disclose so much of it. It is not somewhere, it's not a happy place I want to go to, but I wish I could do something. But it's very difficult because the red light area, Kamatipura, and all that, all these horses were kept there uh, for the night, and morning again they go back. We had to stop doing our rescue cases in the evening time, or stop doing medical treatment at that time. It was that heartbreaking, and not a place for ladies to us to go, because we were like two doctors, and we had another male doctor. So then we started sending the male person only when it was needed.
How has your experience been with government institutions? I think the smile says a
Yeah,
lot.
it was it was difficult, because as I said, you need to educate.
Yeah.
But now that the BMC is understanding and they
Hmm.
want to do something towards it, and we've understood how to do it
Hmm.
properly, legally,
Hmm.
nicely. Like if you would have seen, there were initially वो dog catching vans आती थी, very inhumanly catch the dogs and take it.
Yeah.
You won't see it right now with us ever, because we are trying to teach them also how to do it. Because
Okay.
and they've seen. So once I believe once they know you, they know your work, and so now it's much better. Now they
Yeah.
understand us, and we also understand them.
I mean, see, there are times when, like how you're doing a podcast with me over there. There are times when you're somewhere out doing some other work, or gone for an important meeting with some surgeon, or gone to meet somebody, right? Because, and obviously you can't be present everywhere at all times. Do you always have some sort of an anxiety or something that's going on in your mind that, okay, I have to be there, I have to be here, I have to help this dog, oh, I've got this message, we need to rescue
Yeah.
this person, we need to do this. Do you get anxious about
I
this
don't.
at all times?
As I said, my upbringing did help me up. I have a backup plan
Okay.
everywhere. So for you also, if I've told you कि if I don't pick up WhatsApp, you
Yeah.
will get my message
Yeah.
back. It's like that, whatever time of the day. Um, I won't leave any message unread. I will always try and give that solution, because I know there's somewhere I can help you, and that's why you're reaching out.
Yeah.
Like for a simple thing, if you send me a CV that you're looking for work, I can just say, "Acha, okay, I'll forward it," and I've not done it. You have that hope somewhere
Huh.
lying down, right?
That you will
So
help
this
me
is
on
the
some
living
other.
being there
Yeah.
who needs help.
Yeah.
So for me, I always go, ki I have to reach out, and the reason you have reached out to me is because of XYZ reasons, or because I'm in that position and you are not, and I can help you out, and that's the reason I push myself. Anxiety hoti hai when you can't help out and you feel
Yeah.
very helpless at that time. But as I said, I try to push out. I'll ask favors from other NGOs. I'll ask favors from other people or government officials or the doctors. Ki, please. There are times when I've woken my doctor at 3 o'clock in the morning. And now that, if you could hear my call, I'm like, yeah, you know what, your call, I won't be
Huh.
able to. I have to pick up and say yes, because they have done that favors to me.
Huh.
They have picked up my call at 3 a.m. and helped me in medical. We have reached their house at 3, 4, 5 in the morning, because whole night we don't know what to do of the dog. Me and Priya
Yeah.
roaming with 5 puppies in a car. मान मर गई है, बच्चे हैं हमारे पास, मालूम नहीं कहाँ जाना है, सब कुछ बंद है रात को. So these people
My
who've helped
goodness.
us, उनका कॉल अभी भी होता है कि we won't say no. We will go out of a way, because we are in that position right now to help out. So somewhere down the lane, it is that give and take relationship which we have with everyone when we're in this field.
So now we'll move on to the next segment of our
Yeah.
podcast, which is called as "Life is a Meme," because it actually is, right? So now, what I'm going to do in this segment is that I'm going to ask you certain questions, or I'm going to put you in certain situations, और उसमें आपको जवाब ऐसे देना है कि जैसे इंस्टाग्राम पे कुछ मीम्स होते हैं, which I'm sure you must have come across. What my friends think I do, what my parents think I do, what I actually do, right?
So you want to know what I do?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
come spend,
So
come.
be we shall do that. We shall definitely do that. Be as candid as possible.
Okay.
Okay? Okay. So what does visiting your house look like? Does it look like dogs on all over the couches,
So
cats
when
on
you
a
no no
kitchen
no. So when
platform?
you come to my house, you need to find a place to sit, because my dogs have kind of seen the space that this is my area, this is
They've
my
marked their
sofa.
territories.
This is their sofa. So even for me, there are pictures where I've literally clicked. I said, there's no space for me to sleep because they've chosen to sit besides.
Huh.
So, and when you have to go to the washroom, you have to see to it that one dog doesn't enter with you.
Oh my god. So there's
So
no
it is
privacy
their
at all over
house.
there.
Yeah, come on. There's no
Yeah.
privacy there. Why will you
Huh.
have privacy in my house?
I mean, not literally, but
No, if I need privacy, I will go out then.
oh, you have to go out of your own house for privacy. Wow. So it's not your house at
Yeah,
all.
no, no. It's
It's
taken over by them.
okay. How do you react when you see people or a guy or a girl like throwing stones on a dog? Do you abuse them? Do you like punch them in the face, or do
No,
you
no.
call
I've
the
learned
cops?
the art of not wasting my voice
Yeah.
over someone. I won't waste it.
Is
I
it
will play by law now.
you've gone into a very zen mode with
No, no, I've gone. I have to make myself in the Zen mode because I've understood it is no use of me yelling and screaming and ma bhen and all that thing, removing and be at your level where you're yelling at me. I
huh.
don't want to come to your level, please.
So you
It's like
this
that.
means you've been through that
I have been
whole
through that and I've
experience.
understood that it's
So you've been
useless.
into like
Yeah,
fights
yeah,
and
I
all
have
on the
been into
street
fights
with
where the BMC van came in where because the dog bit his wife. So
huh.
that was quite new for us. And
Yeah.
the BMC van came. Luckily, I had the vaccination certificate of the dog. We only
Yeah.
had neutered the dog.
Okay.
And we knew about it. So I'm wondering what chaos is happening. I stepped down. वो बीएमसी वाले आ रहे हैं उसको पकड़ने जा रहे हैं हम लोग सब लोग आ रहे हैं वो अच्छा कुत्ता है कुछ नहीं करता है he takes care of an entire lane in the
Okay.
sense like our watchman will be sleeping but this guy is awake.
Okay.
Obviously some people have issues तो this guy claimed कि उसने मेरी बीवी को काटा. So अभी पुलिस का वाइफ को काटा तो बीएमसी ने they got up to come.
Huh.
I everyone was yelling. I said अच्छा दिखाओ कहाँ पे काटा. Simple ना.
Hmm.
She's not ready to show. तो केस खत्म.
And
क्या
then
चिल्ला कर फायदा हुआ.
हाँ.
उसकी वो चालू था माँ बहन के ऊपर बाकी के लोग शुरू थे.
हाँ.
I just went दिखाओ कहाँ काटा.
हाँ.
शीज लाइक मैं
And
क्या
then it
शलवार
just
उठा के बताया ऐसे मैं भी औरत हूँ अंदर जाके दिखाओ आप मुझे.
हाँ.
आप डॉक्टर के पास गए मैं आपको हेल्प करती हूँ.
हाँ.
सो यू जस्ट हैव टू स्पीक वेरी इन एजुकेटेड मैनर टू देम
हाँ.
एंड दे अंडरस्टैंड. फिर हो गए बीएमसी लोग चले गए. Because I've neutered the dog, I've
Yeah.
vaccinated the dog,
हाँ.
you don't have any right to pick up.
हाँ.
That's the law. The BMC will pick up if there is a bite case happening and if to keep the dog in a particular confined state to understand if he has rabies or no, or they'll pick up for neutering. Otherwise, they
Correct.
don't need to, and I've done everything.
हाँ.
So I know everyone. Naam se nahi, but I know everyone. Like they'll know me.
Okay. Do you miss out on times to go out and party? Is it because your dogs won't let you go out,
No,
or
no, I
it's
have kept
because
staff for that. But there are times when I'm always late. Always is not the thing. Always late.
late?
Late for everything. It's because I have either they're not leaving me or we are just petting and let loose of the time
Huh.
and then you don't want to leave and then you see
Or
the
is it
time.
because you think that dogs are more fun than humans?
No, not like that. See, at the end of the day, I have to interact with everyone.
Yeah.
Maybe a nutcase person or a sane person or anyone it is. You have to interact. It's just that that's my happy place. And but at the same time, our shelter, our center also is a happy place. So once you go there, then it's difficult for me to come out of there. So all my meetings I would keep at the center, then meeting outside.
Okay. Okay.
So I've learned the art of manipulating my time now.
Okay. What do you feel when you visit somebody's house and see them put a dog on a leash? Would you start like
Ouch.
shouting on them, or would you educate them, or would you like fight with them and take the dog away? Ki
No,
bhai
no,
tu
no. I've learned the art of speaking nicely, very
so you'll
well.
educate them.
I'll first understand where they come from
हाँ,
and why is the dog, because see, you have to understand, अगर किसी ने पत्थर भी मारा है, there's a reason for it.
हाँ
You
जी,
just have to understand the reason and make them understand कि आप पत्थर मारने से और कुछ नहीं होगा, वो कुत्ता और आगे आएगा, आपको काटेगा.
correct.
Very simple. It's so I will try to understand their
हाँ,
mindset and definitely try and educate them. And if nothing works, I'll tell them, you know what, give it to
हाँ.
me. Thank you very much. But very
Very
nicely,
nicely.
very nicely.
How would your reaction be when somebody comes to your house and call your four-leg children a dog? Would you throw them out of the house? Would you tell them अपने बच्चों को भी ऐसे बुलाते हो? Or would you give them the famous शहनाज गिल dialogue? ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਕੁੱਤਾ ਟੌਮੀ ਸਾਡਾ ਕੁੱਤਾ ਕੁੱਤਾ.
No, see, you're a man, she's a lady.
Yeah.
He's a dog, he's a cat. I'm being very practical.
So you're
ठीक है
okay.
ना, I'll just ask you.
So you're not like a mad
No,
psycho
like you
animal
know
lover.
my dog's name, na? You
हाँ.
don't know, I will educate you. Okay, this
अच्छा.
guy is Luna, this girl is Titu.
हाँ.
I will
हाँ.
educate you her name, so you can call them by name.
Okay.
That's
But
all.
even if they don't, then
डोंट का सवाल ही नहीं आता ना, आप मेरे घर पे हो ना, आपको ऑप्शन ही नहीं है ना कुछ करने का.
so it's like you ask them names on a gunpoint. Ki,
हाँ
acha, what's their name?
हाँ.
What are you gonna call
No, I
them?
will tell you first ना what is their
Okay.
name, and then
Then maybe a little more in a little more sterner voice, or
हाँ,
a more
then आप
strong
कुत्ता
voice.
मत
Ki
बुलाओ,
his
ठीक
name
है.
is
I mean,
Luna.
हाँ,
नहीं समझ में आ रहा है.
ये
वैसा
टिया
थोड़ा.
है.
Your favorite go-to place in the city? Is it a a pet-friendly cafe, or a cafe where pets are allowed, or like a beach somewhere where there are a lot of strays, or somewhere completely secluded where it's just you?
So I love going on my drives.
हाँ.
I have a jeep. That is my place where every 6 months I need to go to unwind. I'll just drive off, go to Leh or Nepal or Ladakh or
You drive
I drive, yeah.
from
So
Mumbai
so my
all the way
car
to
is
Ladakh.
my place. My jeep is
That's
my
your home.
place. That's my home. That's my place where that's the reason I can't even keep someone to drive. It's like my space. So अगर मैं इतना दूर नहीं जा सकती हूँ तो गाड़ी में बैठ के निकल जाती हूँ बस. So, but
Wow.
there are times when you need to come back. There are disturbing facts. There are disturbing cruelty cases. There are disturbing, horrific uh, things which we've seen, which we try to help out. But at the end of the day, we also do cry. We also feel hurt. But ये हो गया कि इतना हो गया है अभी तक एवरी डे. पहले हम लोग प्रॉब्ली वी वुड हेल्प वन केस इन अ मंथ. नाउ वी आर हेल्पिंग अबाउट 400 to 500 cases a month. So it's not that we've become inhuman. It's just that we've learned the art of helping the next one. एक खत्म हो गया, दूसरा को help करो, तीसरा.
Not getting too emotional about the
Yeah,
fact
we can't,
of what's
because if
going
I
on.
know
Yeah.
if I waste that 5 minutes being emotional in that part, it is just going to be. I'm going to be delayed to the next
Yeah.
person, next animal who's going to be
Yes.
there. But at the end of the day, it does take a toll, and then a loud music on, nothing else to hear, and just listening to music and my driving is happy.
Okay. What kind of music do you like?
Anything which is happy.
Anything that's happy that
Yeah.
goes over.
Something depends what type of a mood. So my playlist
हाँ.
is right from slow songs to sleep to dance numbers.
What would your advice be for a person who would want to become an animal activist?
See, no one wants to become one.
Yeah.
वो बन जाते हैं. Because you end up helping so many. My thing would be just learn the law, understand your rights, and learn to speak very nicely. आप गालियाँ दे के सामने वाला चिल्ला रहा है, उसका मतलब ये नहीं कि आप भी चिल्लाने बैठोगे. कुछ नहीं जाता है. बस आप चिल्लाते रहोगे आधे घंटे तक, कुछ नहीं होता है. वही होता है. फिर वो हाथापाई के ऊपर जाते. वाई यू वांट टू रीच दैट लेवल? स्पीक. Just have your compose yourself, calm yourself down, understand the other person also, however rude that other person is. Understand that person, make him understand, and that's why you can make them understand if you understand that person. I believe that.
Correct.
There are few you really can't change, but saying let go, and you have to at the end of the day look at the animal itself and help out. That's what वो हो जाता है.
How is your relation with your kids? आप अपने बच्चों के साथ में besides obviously I'm sure आप उनको स्ट्रीट एनिमल्स के बारे में भी एजुकेट करते होगे, पर उसके अलावा how is your relation with them? How's your life with them? Do you go out on holidays with them, or do you take them for these vaccine drives, or do they voluntarily come, or do you have to like drag them, or what?
No, so both my kids, Khushi and Love, touch wood, I've really brought them up very well, and I'm very
Okay.
proud of that.
Okay.
Uh, there were times when they used to complain about that I'm not spending time with them because Yoda was growing and Yoda needed my attention that time.
Yeah.
It still needs now, but I was more out of the house a lot of time and just come home to sleep. Wasn't spending enough time, but then now I've understood the act and I started working in such a way. They come with me, let's
Okay.
go out, see my work. And now when they see, now they know what I do, they understand why am I coming late and what I
Yeah.
go through. Like for me, if I come back home, I don't want to speak to anyone because the whole day I'm speaking and I'm tired,
Yeah.
and either I've lost my temper but I'm not showing it off.
Yeah.
So वो घर पे ही निकलता है. So there then I they understood ki, so I genuinely have good understanding kids, for that matter, where it did help out. And as I said, it's inbuilt. So even if they see something,
Hmm.
they are not going to keep quiet. They do
Yeah.
come out to help and they know now. So I tell them, I said, मेरे को मत बताओ, you know the shelter address, please go. So that was initially. So now
Yeah.
they अपने आप they go, they do things and it's okay. I've never stopped them in doing anything. भलाई कर रहे हो ना किसी
Huh.
का, ऐसा नहीं कि जानवरों का, आप किसी का भी भला कर लो.
Yeah.
Like there are times when a beggar wanted a ambulance to go to KM hospital and no one was helping out because he was full infected and there were maggots in his leg. I asked him, I said, "Bhai, I have a animal ambulance. Will it be okay for you?" He's like, "Madam, आप छोड़ दो बस." मैंने ठीक है, admission कर लिया हो गया. So I'm not saying just be keep yourself just for animals or humans or anything. When it's there in your nature to
Hmm.
help someone out, you'll help anyone out.
How do you think? Because as we said it in the beginning of the podcast, that not a lot of people are aware of this side of the world about animals, about animal cruelty, how bad it is, because they don't know their language, because they don't understand what world they have, और उनके साथ क्या होता है, right? How do you think we should educate people or sensitize these matters to people?
See, my thing in this is God has made you. God has made everyone.
Yeah.
वो ऊपर से आसमान से तो टपके नहीं या कोई एलियन ने आके छोड़ा नहीं है, whatever it is, whatever you want to call it. So if God has kind of made a life on
Hmm.
this earth,
Hmm.
respect it, na? Like I know there are dogs who are barking and people will shoo them off with hot water, or cats with hot water. We've got so many burning cases here, for that matter, where the cat or dog has come and they've shooed away with hot water क्योंकि ठंडे पानी से नहीं जा रहे तो गर्म पानी फेंक दिया, और गर्म पानी से वापस आ गया तो एसिड फेंक दिया, क्योंकि घर में एसिड वो साफ़ करने के लिए यूज़ करते, बिकॉज दैट्स ऑल्सो वो वेंट में थी, मिला एसिड कहाँ से मिला, थोड़ी प्लान करके रखा था उसको मारना ही है.
हाँ.
बट इट वॉज जस्ट केप्ट इन द हाउस एंड दे यूज टू क्लीन इट एंड देन दे जस्ट थ्रू इट ऑफ कि वापस नहीं आएगा. बट वो क्यों आ रहा है, देर इज़ अ रीज़न फॉर इट, एवरी थिंग, एंड जस्ट लिव एंड लेट लिव ना. क्या कितना हम करेगा. और अगर वो खाना मांगने के लिए तो आता है, और चीज़ के लिए नहीं आ रहा है ना, आपका घर नहीं मांग रहा है वो, आपकी जायदाद नहीं मांग रहा है, सिंपल है. आप जो खा रहे हो वो भी नहीं मांग रहा है, वो बोल रहा है आप बस आप क्या एक रोटियाँ आधी दे दो उसको, वो भी खुश है उसके अंदर.
While you're doing these vaccine drives, you should do certain drives for
Humans
human
also,
beings as
we've
well.
thought about it. We are looking out for a vaccine. But you know what has happened in this vaccine drive is once we're vaccinating them, so we do it in a very human way. उनको खाना खिलाते हैं, पीछे से वो एक पकड़ेगा, पीछे से चुपचाप डॉक्टर आके इंजेक्शन मारेगा, समझेगा ही नहीं. And the dog comes back and they follow us.
Yeah.
So in that in turn, because the dog is following us, there are more dogs who come. तो उनको भी अच्छे से
Ah,
पकड़ के
okay.
कर रहे हैं.
हाँ.
सो पीपल वो काइंड ऑफ आस्किंग अस कि ये
Hmm.
है क्या, दे क्या रहे हो, कुत्ते लोग आपको ही पीछे पड़ रहे हैं. तो हम लोग तो माई स्टाफ वाज काइंड ऑफ मेकिंग फन ऑफ इट कि शायद इसके अंदर ना ये रेबीज के साथ में कुछ और अलग मिक्स किया है, कुत्ते साथ में चल रहे हैं हमारे साथ. बट आई थिंक यू आर राइट, देयर शुड बी समथिंग फॉर ह्यूमंस टू.
Yeah, I mean some sort of a seminar or some sort of a workshop जिस एरिया में आप जाते हो, especially जहाँ पे आप वैक्सीनेशन का ड्राइव करने वाले हो, if you get like a larger crowd over
See, I'll
there
tell
and
you, because India is so overpopulated also, if you see from their point of view also, आप अभी इधर ये अच्छे से घर में बैठे हो, यू आर गेटिंग दिस शूट डन, दीज आर वेरी एक्सपेंसिव इक्विपमेंट्स व्हाट यू कैन अफोर्ड. यू मस्ट हैव बेग बोरोड, नॉट स्टील दो, बेग बोरोड एंड गॉट इट डन, बट यू गॉट योर वे आउट. उन लोग को पानी के लिए भी झगड़ा करना पड़ता है.
fair enough.
So somewhere down it does come out. रोज का झगड़ा, या तो वो पति पी रहा है, पी के मार रहा है, वो बाप
The
उसका ये कर रहा है,
frustration
कहीं ना
basically
कहीं निकलता है.
निकल रहा
माई थिंग इज, आई एम trying to be human, how much I can to understand you, but there is a point even we get tired, and this is a lot.
है. Of
सो
course
आर
it
थिंग
is. I
इज,
mean,
अगर आपका इतना ये है, उसके अंदर वो झगड़ा चल रहा है, अगर वो कुत्ता आके भौंक रहा है उसके ऊपर, तो द एंगर गोज ऑन अ लाइक अ
yeah,
jungle rule. You'll always kind of,
go for the
over,
weaker one.
yeah, go for the weaker one. That's what happens, and that's what is happening.
Do you think education plays a very important role, and do you think, or how do you think this should be prioritized for, to inculcate these kind of values or this kind of an education in
So
every school, so
there
that
are there are subjects, there are education, but where will you find these cases are where there is a below poverty line people working, where they are staying there. Genuinely, there are people in high rise also जिनको पैसे का ego इतना है कि उनको और कुछ दिखता नहीं है. So वो वो है, as you see it in ground level, where you see people who are lower poverty line, where their aggression comes out in this way. There are people with having enough ego in their mind because of the money, their behavior is like that. So education, उसने भी तो education लिया है, इसने नहीं लिया है, भले that's that power you are giving it. But even if the highly educated person doesn't understand the core values, there's nothing much. You have to inbuild and put in how you've born, brought up, and everything. I believe in that also.
yeah, I think upbringing
You
plays a
remember we
very
had
important.
social, you all ever had social service subject or something in
Yeah,
your
yes, yes,
school?
yes, yes.
कितने थे स्कूल में ना?
हाँ.
क्या हुआ, हो रहा है, जो जितना कर पाता है वो कर लेता है.
But I think now that we're talking about it, as far as I remember, we did a social service camp wherein हमें खाली बोला था कैंप जाना है, एक रात के लिए रुकेंगे.
बस वही ना.
तो हमारे दिमाग में वही था, बट एट द सेम टाइम ऐसा था कि हाँ, व्हाट, विल बी गोइंग एंड गोइंग टू अ प्लेस wherein there'll be like a small village जहाँ पे if you
हाँ.
can donate clothes or if you can donate books or whatever you all
So
can.
our school used to take us to these home for the aged.
Home for the aged.
Aged,
Okay.
where people who were thrown out
हाँ जी.
after they are
Old
old,
age homes
old age
basically.
home types, and they were found on the road, and then these nuns and sisters used to take care.
Yeah.
That kind of opened my eyes in not to speak aloud to my parents, don't back answer,
Yeah.
because it was a dreadful scene for us. And you know what, because of that the school stopped doing it, because we girls got started getting emotional
Oh my
about
God.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. एंड देन बंद ही कर लिया. फिर वो उन्होंने एक साल में एक बार भी विजिट रखते थे, ऐसा लाइक इन अ गुडी गुडी प्लेस टाइप.
Yeah.
बट आई एम लाइक, आई हैव पीपल कमिंग इन कि ओ आई डोंट वांट माई चाइल्ड टू सी सो मच ट्रॉमा एंड ऑल दैट. आई सेड आई गेट योर पॉइंट, बट लेट हिम अंडरस्टैंड
Yeah.
कि
What is
people do
trauma?
this.
Educate them. No, why are you
Yeah,
looking at the negatives about it?
yeah,
I
no,
mean,
that's what he said कि you have to see the positive side of it. कि so we had people coming in कि नहीं नहीं, इसके दो पैर नहीं हैं पीछे के, फिर भी वो चलता है. The dog you were
yeah,
seeing
yeah.
at the center, we, it was a easier PTS case. We could have put the dog down, but he's kind of managing well and doing well,
Huh.
spraying everywhere happily,
Watering all the plants
watering all the
everywhere.
plants, cleaning the floor.
During my birthdays, what I do is I would go to an NGO, whether it's a NGO for girl orphanage or for an old age home. I'd gone to this NGO which is in Kolaba. It was pretty interesting. वहाँ पे वैसे लोग थे जिनके माँ बाप नहीं है, सो ऑल ऑर्फन्स एंड mentally challenged, physically challenged. They also had like a small space for like an old age home as well. वहाँ पे कुछ केसेस ऐसे भी थे जिन लोगों का एक्सीडेंट हो गया है पर कोई है ही नहीं आगे पीछे, तो उनको भी ले आए. When I went there and during my birthday, and I spend some time with them, and what I do is I treat them with either like some snacks or lunch or whatever I can. And when I went there for the first time, और जब मैं अभी बचपन से गुरुद्वारे जा रहे तो वहाँ पे हाथ से लंगर की सेवा करना और वो सब, तो फॉर मी इट वाज लाइक यार कि नहीं मैं सर्व करूँगा, आप लोग आके बैठो. तो जब मैं उन्हें सर्व कर रहा था, firstly they were so grateful And secondly, they sung Happy Birthday for me. They had their own tune in which they sung it for me, which was so heart touching. Matlab, I broke down. I actually broke down at that time. But uh, what I learned was that, those people were so happy. They were so content
In what they have.
in what they have. It's because they had accepted life. They had accepted things. They had accepted the situation. हम क्या कर रहे हैं? हम
We're just
best.
running. We are
We're just
just
running because
running.
we are trying to chase the best out of the best. Yes, you have to. It's good to be ambitious. It's good to have dreams and go for it, achieve them. But at the same time, अगर आप इंसानियत खो रहे हो, तो फिर उन गोल्स का, उन अचीवमेंट्स का क्या ही मतलब है? तो दैट इज द टाइम व्हेन आई रियलाइज कि यार मैं whenever I'm having an off day or whenever I'm having like a very rough or a very tiring day, I'll probably go for a drive by myself. Yeah, I'll go meet my friends, chill with them for a bit. या घर पे मॉम ने कुछ बनाया है जो मुझे नहीं खाना है, तो I'll order. What would they be doing in that same situation? उनके पास वो लोग कुछ 350 लोग थे, वही खाना खाना है, एंड द फूड इज ऑल्सो वेरी 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 बेसिक. एंड बेसिक में भी मतलब दाल बनी है तो गाढ़ी दाल नहीं है, थोड़ी पतली दाल है जिसमें सिर्फ नमक और वट एवर द वेरी बेसिक्स. एंड दैट्स द फूड दैट दे आर गेटिंग एंड दे आर ईटिंग इट एंड दे आर स्टिल हैप्पी. वो लोग तो ऑर्डर करना छोड़ दो, है ना, पर हम इतना रो रहे हैं. नाउ आफ्टर टॉकिंग टू यू आई रियलाइज दैट यार ये चीज़ें ना एक अलग दुनिया है अबाउट एनिमल्स, which wherein they are facing
But they can't
certain
speak.
problems.
Yeah, but they
Exactly my
can't
point.
speak.
Exactly my point.
And
यहाँ
I'm
पे
saying
हमें
just
दिख
don't
रहा है,
make their
बोल रहे
life.
हैं.
I'm just simply saying something. Don't make their life more difficult the way it is.
Yeah, and I feel as you said that like if some teacher comes and says that I don't want my kids to go through this trauma, I think that woman needs, honestly, that woman needs to get educated first, and she needs to understand that जस्ट थोड़ा चुप हो जाओ पहले तो, है ना, आपने पता नहीं कि आई थिंक शी वाज एन अनएजुकेटेड वुमन अकॉर्डिंग टू मी. ट्रस्ट मी, आई वुड हैव
Like
लॉस्ट माय शिट ऑन her and I
this
would have
is
told her
known
that
as,
boss.
you as parents, I would want to say this, it's not the mother's fault or anyone's in this matter. It's basically, I want to give only the best for my child. Agreed? That's how we parents have become now. Your parents also would have been कि मेरे को अपने बच्चे को सबसे बेस्ट देना है, और right now it's become like that कि I want to do the best to my kids. इसके अंदर आई वॉन्ट टू काइंड ऑफ कर्ब हिम, और आई डोंट वांट टू मेक हिम ओपन टू द क्रूअल्टी. और वो बस से नहीं जाएगा, मैं गाड़ी लेके भेजूंगी, मैं ड्राइवर भेजेगा, ऑल
But
दीज
I think
थिंग्स.
that's where we are lacking, right? I mean,
No,
that's
but that's
how
her
do you condition your
choice. But
kids?
that's a choice, na? At the end of the day, that's a choice.
Correct, correct, correct.
Her thing is, as a mother also, I would say, कि her thing is also something I don't want to expose my kid at this age, maybe. But also at the same time, you are kind of stopping that growth where your child can understand, but you're not
Exactly, at
opening
an
up to
early
it.
age.
That's the
Exactly my
reason we
point.
go to schools. Mom, dad नहीं रहते उधर.
मतलब वही ना, I mean, yeah, everyone has their own choice, everyone has their own ways of dealing things and looking at things. हर किसी का एक अलग perception है. पर I mean, I don't know why I feel that woman was an uneducated woman completely. Like she was an
नहीं, it
illiterate.
is
मेरे लिए तो ऐसा
basically
था कि भाई
also.
तुम अगर अपने बच्चों को कुछ सिखाना चाहते हो, थोड़ा एक ग्राउंड रियलिटी देना जरूरी है. This is what I feel.
हाँ,
I
no,
mean,
I
again,
agree. Everyone needs to
again,
have, right?
yeah. I mean, let your let your kids go out, play in the dirt, let them fall,
Agreed,
let them
agreed.
get hurt.
कपड़े गंदे होने दो ना,
कपड़े गंदे होने दो,
simple.
उनको चोटें लगने दो,
So my kid
होने
used
दो,
to,
let them heal.
what Kushi used to do is, she used to play with her friends and all that, और जानबूझकर मट्टी लगा के आती थी. And I'm like very proud, very happy. And her friends used to kind of literally tell कि you are spoiling your clothes, your mom is going to shout at you and this is. And she's like, you know what, if I don't spoil my clothes, if I don't get dirty and go, mom will shout at me कि तू खेली नहीं है. So it's how everyone you get up,
Yeah,
and now
yeah.
this is the time where I am very relaxed. Whatever decision she's taking in life, however she is, I'm very proud of her. Whatever she's doing.
But do you somewhere down the line feel that the today's generation is going somewhere else because they are way too much exposed to the social media or to the they've got
They're
access
more
to anything
open.
and everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's also depends on how, which segment of people you have seen, which segment of people I have seen. I normally try to look good in people. at the end of the day. For me is I prefer looking in that way because probably somewhere down the line I don't want to overburden myself. And yes, due to the social media, due to so many things, अगर नहीं होता तो भी करते थे ना लोग. अगर बोल रहे अच्छा रेप केसेस ज़्यादा बढ़ गए हैं बिकॉज ऑफ सोशल मीडिया राइट नाउ बिकॉज ऑफ पोर्नोग्राफी एंड बिकॉज ऑफ ऑल दैट थिंग पहले भी तो होते
पहले
थे
भी
ना.
हो ही रहा था. करेक्ट, करेक्ट, करेक्ट.
कुछ बदला नहीं है.
नहीं, it's just that the
It's just
percentage has the numbers have gone
बट
up.
लोग
It's
पॉपुलेशन भी बढ़ी है ना फिर
yeah.
वो भी देख लो. बट आई वुड से द राइट एजुकेशन एंड बी ग्राउंडेड डज चेंज यू.
That helps a lot.
इट डज.
Where do you think Yoda is heading towards? Like, what's the next game plan now?
Next claim plan, we are opening up a center in Rajasthan only for camels.
Okay.
And then we tend to kind of cover up each city, each state where you'll have everything all in one. Anything related, right from legal help to animal treatment to rescues to any issues for street animals, we'll be there. And that's what we want to do. Okay? We want to be there to help out anyone and everyone who needs help in animals.
Wow, that's really amazing. And what are your plans in life besides
My
Yoda?
plan right now is I'm going to complete 6 months to go on a drive.
Okay.
So I
Where are
have
you
upper
planning this
short
time now?
goals. I still have to decide, but I've completed Leh Ladakh in the snow as well as in the normal drive also. I've completed Nepal. I've
Wow.
understood that that's my passion where I love doing, and that kind of keeps me sane also
Okay.
because it really takes a toll. I keep very short term goals, which
Okay.
is realistic
Okay.
and which I can complete. So I wouldn't think about मैं 10 साल में कहाँ देखती हूँ अपने आप को नहीं. I will see what I'm doing for tonight and what I'm doing for tomorrow and how's my day going to be tomorrow and how I can change it for a better way. I do have that goal that obviously I have to grow more,
Yeah.
but I don't kind of have unrealistic expectation. I will do as much I can and I'm working towards it.
Do you go for solo trips or
I
you
only go
take
for
the
solo
family?
trips. Only solo trips. I max to max. I'm pulling my child. I'm pulling love. My second child. I'm pulling him with me so that he gets the hang of it and he
Okay.
also takes my passion.
Ah.
Not my car though, but he
I
also
think
takes.
eventually he's
I have
gonna
to
go there.
open him up, right?
Yeah.
Because if until unless I don't open him up, I can't be a helicopter mom throughout.
Yeah.
And I'm not the one. I've always tell them take your own decisions. If you'll fall, I'll be there to clean your
Yeah.
wounds. It's simple, but fall. I'm okay with it. I'll be there to support you.
I think this brings us to the end of our podcast. It was really great having you over
Same,
here
it was
on our
nice.
podcast. It was amazing having a conversation with you, and it was a complete, I think, a very different perspective towards animals that you have given us, a very different light that you've put on this topic, which is really untouched. And, I don't know whether a lot of people were aware of the kind of cruelty or the kind of things animals were facing and the kind of things that you guys were facing, despite having an intention of doing something good for them and for the society.
Thank you so much.
You're always welcome.
And please,
The
you're all are
pleasure was
welcome.
all
I
ours.
request everyone, please do visit us. Please come, see what we do. Help out. If you don't want to help out, just get a coffee, get a book, sit down. Uh, you will like it.
We'll definitely do that. We shall definitely come down to your shelter home and bother you.
No worries. I would love to invite you all, please.
We will definitely do that. But thank you so much. Your journey is really kind of inspiring and has given me personally a different perception about or a different what do you say view, a different point of view actually about animals and the kind of injustice that they are facing. And I would love to try and help Yoda
As
or
and
be
when
a
you
part
can.
of Yoda as much as possible. This is a small token of thanks from
That's so
Let's
sweet.
Candid to you. This is a plant. That's okay.
Thank
So
you.
this is a plant which brings a lot of
And
good
it has to be
fortune.
given, they say, not bought.
Is it? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah, this has to be given, not bought.
Wow. So yes, I'm glad that I was able to gift it to you, and I'm glad that we all together, we put this thought that of giving something that brings that's not just a gift, but that brings in some good fortune to the guests that come
Thank you.
to
Much
our
needed.
podcast.
Much needed.
I think we all need that. है ना? So thank you so much
Thank you.
for being a part of Let's Candid, Pooja. Thank you so much, guys. Stay tuned for the next podcast. And if you guys love this podcast, please, please, please like, share, and subscribe. And stay tuned for the next podcast. And please do write us on the comments what are the parts that you like, what kind of episodes you like, or what kind of content do you want us to bring up to you all, or what kind of guests, or what are the topics that you guys want us to touch and bring light upon, and we shall definitely try and do that. Thank you so much, guys.